But he spent the last 18 years of his life teaching revolutionary intercommunalism. That was the point. That was the whole point of all of that stuff, was to begin teaching critical and analytical thinking. Okay? So we don't focus on his drug use, we don't focus on his womanizing, we don't focus on nothing, even if he stole, you know, because he was at 1200 Lakeshore Drive. When he got out, actors like Jane Fonda was giving him millions to not go into the wartime environment. They felt like, we need you as a dignitary. Huey didn't feel like a dignitary. Okay? And that's kind of what brought his down slope, because he didn't feel like that was his place. He kind of just wanted to die in the struggle. He wanted to just get out there, make the statement with all of his anger and push it out. And he did. Only problem is, well, I guess you could say only problem is he hadn't died yet. You know, so he didn't have a place. He didn't really, you know, it's like, I know this is unnecessary. I don't want more people to die because I'm just out here wilding, but I don't really want to be a dignitary either. So he kind of hid out in that apartment, that penthouse apartment that had been furnished to him from Hollywood. You know, big major actors in Hollywood had furnished him an apartment. He kind of hung out in that apartment for a long time in the last few years of his life. You know, and this is where we come in. This is where our generation, this is where our organization comes in, because Huey did all he could. He pushed, this man swam 10 miles out into Cuba, climbed on rocks. This man took bullets. This man, when Officer John Frey was murdered, when he went in the hospital, he had a bullet in his stomach. The police kept poking with their batons and beating him. Hands down, bleeding to death, hole in his stomach. They are beating this man in the hospital. This man was sacrificed like Christ for the people. You know, he gave everything he could. But they allowed him, instead of taking him out and martyring him, which would have made everybody view him the way I view him, they allowed him to sizzle out because they knew he was just a regular dude. He wasn't going to be able to handle the whole dignitary thing. And they knew he was a drug user, and they knew all of that. Okay? And they knew that he had a heart. They knew that he had lost a lot. And that takes a toll on an individual, especially in this fight. So now was the time, in 71 to 89, or I would say 80 to 89, that was the time for groups like us to come in, and our foundation is exactly where he left off. Ideological development. And that's how we are Panthers. Okay? A lot of people from the right, they're gonna say, well, if y'all are Panthers, we can't mess with y'all, y'all violent and all this stuff. And I'm gonna say, well, no, we don't do what the Panthers that you know about did. So they're gonna say, you're not Panthers. And then you got, from the left, you got the guys on the street that glorify the gun violence image. That's going to say, well, you ain't got no guns, you ain't out there doing nothing, you just in here teaching. And they might even call me an armchair revolutionary. You know what I mean? So a lot of people going to say we're not Panthers for a lot of reasons. Or they're going to call us Panthers for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? But this is how we're Panthers. This is to clear it up, for those online and anybody on DVD or whatever, to clear it up. This is how we're Panthers. We're Panthers because we practice revolutionary intercommunalism. We're Panthers because we pick up where he left off. And it's not like he expressed this stuff in his last day or week or even year. The last 18 years of his life, he taught revolutionary intercommunalism. And this is how, what time is it? Okay. And this is how LIU came to inherit the legacy of the Black Panther Party for self-defense. We don't inherit the legacy of violence or military force. You know, we inherit revolutionary intercommunalism. And what revolutionary intercommunalism is the basic idea that the world is controlled by an empire. Okay? That there are no longer nations. Nations are associated with culture, history, legacy, which don't exist. Capitalism is all over the world now. Okay? So, nations don't exist. Huey called them communities. Okay? And his goal in revolutionary intercommunalism is just that, to revolutionize the communities. Okay, so each individual community first must take responsibility for itself, must educate itself, must bring itself up out of the dust. Okay, must capitalize on all of the legislation that they all died for, all of the things that are available to us now. They didn't have time to read the books that we have the time to read now. They had to fight, but they did it so we could do this. So it's to take advantage of all of those resources to bring your community up, and then where the inter comes in is where you interchange with other communities that are doing the same thing, and the idea is that the people of the world will make the change, not that any particular one group will make the change. And this is a quote directly from you. He said that no one group is going to bring about a revolution, but rather the people must make the change. So this is the idea of revolutionary intercommunalism. This is why since 1971, Huey didn't wear a Black Panther uniform. Okay? And Huey was the founder of the Black Panther movement as we know it. You know, the modern day variation of the Black Panther movement. What all of these people associate themselves with groups like the new Black Panther Party, Malik Zulu Shabazz, Khalid Muhammad. They have guns, they're angry, they associate themselves with that. He didn't do that past 71, okay? And what he wanted us to do is what we're doing right now. So this is how we connect with the original Panther legacy. Did I cover everything I said from the beginning?
I think so.
Yeah, okay. So we finished this one up in an hour. Y'all proud of me?
Yeah.
I never get finished in an hour, yo. But this time I don't have a paper either. Any questions about Black Panthers, the history, the legacy, as it relates to LIU, anything?
I have some questions. What are some of these places where the Panthers were known to be famous for being at, besides Oakland, California, and Lewis County?
What is the question? What are some of the places that the Panthers are known for being?
Chicago. Famous situation.
Yeah, famous Panther chapters would be.
They mentioned Chi-Town.
Yeah, definitely. Chicago, New York was a big stronghold, and actually Connecticut
Where in Chicago?
was a big stronghold. Hartford, Connecticut was, and New Haven rather, was a big stronghold.
Where in Chicago? Like what's
All
there
over.
A building or?
All over Chicago. You trying to find spots for the program? Nah, can't do that right now.
I need Panther-esque places to visit.
Yeah,
I
well,
already
you
got
gotta-
stuff for other
You
parts.
just gotta look it up. Fred Hampton. Fred Hampton. You get addresses on wherever Fred Hampton was in Chicago. Eldridge Cleaver in New
I
York.
believe he said.
And then you go to Huey P. Newton Foundation. There's a sister who started the New Haven chapter who's actually still a speaker now. We're going to try to get her by next Angel Day. I forget the sister's name, but it's a sister that's working with the Huey P. Newton Foundation who started the New Haven chapter, which was a serious, Hartford, New Haven, Connecticut, period. Even during Malcolm's time, had a lot to do with the Black liberation struggle. A lot. And, you know, so hopefully we get her by next Angel Day to come in and speak with us. She started the New Haven chapter.
What's her name? Who is she?
I forget the sister's name.
Who is she again?
She started the New Haven chapter.
That's it?
That's all I know about it.